Hey guys, this is Jay. Me and my boys have been in Gaza for the past 5 months, and now our mission's been changed to the north. I just rearranged my kit for counter-guerrilla warfare. During my active service, I was in a Agos. Agos is a unit that was created to counteract Hezbollah. All my service I've trained for that. Today I'm in a reserve unit that's built up of multiple different commando units. Guerrilla warfare is basically what all terrorists use today. Anti-guerrilla warfare is us entering their ambush and defeating them on their terms. From October 7th, my reserve battalion and I have been to multiple different kinds of missions, the first of which was clearing out settlements that have been overrun by terrorists, collecting bodies of fallen soldiers, and eliminating terrorists that stayed behind. After we finished those missions, we prepared for an entry to Gaza, and we were one of the first reserve units in Gaza. The morning of October 7th is actually a holiday, Jewish holiday, Simchat Torah. And then around between 6 and 7, I heard some rockets. And before I knew it, I already had my gear on. I'm part of the quick response force in my town. And then about an hour later, I got a call from my commander. We all got to meet up and head down south. Only orders we had was we're entering a war zone. There's armed terrorists everywhere, and to shoot on sight. There's a lot of differences between the beginning of the war right now, which is in Gaza, and the next part, I call it, which is in the north. We'll start with the weather. At the beginning of the war was cold, and so that would have me packing rain gear, warm clothes. My gear is lighter now in the summer. Another brutal aspect of the north versus the south is the terrain. You're going from walking on flat sand to brutal mountains, rivers, streams, rocks, boulders. As far as the difference in enemies, Hamas is really, it's not even close to as trained as Hezbollah. But when it comes to Hezbollah, we're talking about a fully trained military. There's a way bigger threat with Hezbollah and their ability with rockets when it comes to things that'll give away our position. There can be nothing that gives you away. For example, all optics need to be covered with kill flash. When you're in urban warfare, at night, you're gonna need flashlights. I preferred to have lots of light, and we weren't too worried about mortars there. Hezbollah is a lot different. It's all going to be using night vision. That's the goal, to not turn on any lights. Only if it's a real bad emergency, someone's injured and we need to do some kind of procedure on them, that's the only way I'm going to turn on a light. All right, let's start off with the plate carrier. I'm running a K-19. A machine gun will always destroy whatever vest you're wearing. And the K-19 is held up pretty nicely to the abuse. I'm running 3 drums, 1 in my gun and 2 on my sides. Each drum has, give or take, 150. I always carry spare ammo in my bag, so there's going to be a 4th drum in here, then explosives, carrying 2 frags over here, and I also have extra frags in my bag. Then I have 2 9mm mags for my sidearm. I'm running a Glock 19. We're going to get into tools now. Leatherman, knife, screwdriver. Machine gunnists will carry a screwdriver on them for serious jams and malfunctions, but it can also be used for prying things open. It's all around a good thing to have. Over here, I like to keep snacks, very important. Snacks and lighters for lighting up cigarettes after a nice long march. And I'll usually keep spare batteries in here for my light. Down here, I like to keep all my medical gear. I'm running 1 tourniquet over here in front, and then down here, I'm running a 2nd tourniquet and a stick light. Personal bandage. I usually also keep a combat gauze in here as well. Over here I like to keep pens, markers. Next we have gloves here, Agilite gloves. Mine are really worn out. I like to use semi-fingerless gloves. Machine guns, you gotta open them up and you gotta get your hands dirty and stick your hands in and really fix those malfunctions aggressively. And having my 3 fingers on each hand, it's just the dexterity is what helps me do it faster. Back here, I'm running a micro map. I only have a hydration bladder in here. One cool thing that I found out right now in the north is that I can run this while I'm wearing my bag. So I don't have to remove it all the time, which saves me time, which is awesome. Bag. So I kind of like to categorize everything in here by pockets. Everything is strategically placed in the bag so that the heavy things don't destroy the fragile things. So we're gonna start with the bottom and work our way up. Down here, I've got an inflatable mat. In Gaza and in urban warfare, you're finding yourself sleeping inside houses. The mat was actually not something I took around with me. In the north, however, you're gonna find yourself sleeping in the elements. Everything down here in this pocket is gonna all be soft things, okay? So we're gonna have extra underwear and extra socks, change of clothes, extra uniform. All that cloth is gonna create a nice squishy padding on the bottom of your bag, so if you drop it or you fall, anything heavy or expensive is not gonna get destroyed. Wipes are great because in the elements, those combat rations are gonna have you pumping out some things that only wipes can help you with. You also got Army issued shit bags, okay? Where basically you can just shit in a bag. Everyone has their own methods for feet hygiene. An all-time favorite is baby powder. It dries out the feet. I also have in here, this is my my toothbrush and toothpaste. And I also have a blister kit in here. Got a clipper, floss, and a toothbrush. So this is actually a tactical toothbrush. I cut it in half so that it's small and compact. Shout out to Lev for enlightening me in the ways of the toothbrush. Now let's talk a bit about MacGyvering things in the field. So I like to go with, this is a crap load of zip ties and Tessa. This is basically, they call this black gold. It's used for everything, fixing anything that breaks, it'll hold anything together. Traditional Trigicons will usually have like a red stripe on top of them that glows. So that's for example something that we'd stick black tape on. Zip ties, same deal. You can use it to hang shit up, tie people up, whatever you need to do. We're gonna move on to my favorite side, and that is the food. I always like to keep a big stash of beef jerky, and then my favorite snacks, the sugary snacks that I try to stay away from. But when I'm in Gaza, I just can't say no to lemon wafers.
Really?
Yeah. I know, right? Some people, it's either you hate them or you love them. So yeah, this is my favorite pocket. I reach in here when life is tough. This pocket here, it's another fun pocket. These are little espresso shots. You pop one of these babies and you can go up a mountain. But once you get up the mountain, you're gonna have a come down and you're gonna go to sleep. This is the same thing, it's just a little bit stronger. It's all just caffeine. If you're in the middle of shooting your machine gun and you wanna take a really cool video for your friends, cigars. All right, now we're gonna move into the big pocket. Big pocket's got all the interesting stuff in it. Over here we got prayer kit, okay, for the average Jew. This is where I like to keep my nods. This is an extra hydration bladder. I always keep it empty, and that is because hydration bladders, whether you take care of them or not, at some point they just explode for no reason. So having an extra one is always a good idea. This here is a fireworks pen. Honestly, it can be used for many things, but the main use I can see for it is signaling an exfil in a really shitty situation. Right here, I got extra eye protection. This is my personal spare batteries kit. This is actually made out of a bubblegum kit that I just wrapped it around with, you guessed it, black gold. Over here I like to keep extra batteries for my teammates and my battle buddies, and extra GoPro batteries, stuff like that. All right, so that was my gear, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you learned something. Stay safe.